All right, ladies and gentlemen, Barstool Backstage here in Philadelphia. I'm sitting here with the mighty O.A.R. I just found out they're going on stage in 20 fucking minutes, so Thanks for the heads up, Mark. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Jesus
no pressure.
Christ. First off, golf today. How'd that go?
Golf went great. We were 6 under.
Yeah, I think I was like 10 under, but no.
I was 11 under.
First off, give me a rundown of an average day on tour. What are you golfing every day?
So our goal is to not suck at golf, so that when people invite us to play golf, we don't suck as bad as we do. And I think every day we're getting closer to not sucking as bad. Does that answer your question?
I feel like that's the goal of every golfer, though. Like, that's generally, like, my only goal in life is to be able to play golf and not embarrass myself.
I think, like, either you are great at golf. Come on in, Richie.
Come on in, dude.
Let's go.
Whole band is running through. That's what I'm talking about. This is a realistic picture of what a tour bus is like, by the way.
This is the 20 minutes before a show tour bus, exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I was going to... So, have you guys been flip-flopping with Dispatch as headliners per show?
Yeah, we've been every night basically flip-flopping. But it works out great. Like, honestly, we split about the same amount of time on stage, whether who goes on first or second. But the real cool thing is that at the end of the night, all the bands are on stage together for a huge encore.
I've heard that as well, which I can't wait to see that tonight. I do have to ask, though. So, you guys obviously took a break because of COVID, playing shows and everything. Has this tour been different? Like, how does it feel, honestly, getting back out on stage with everybody?
Summer camp.
Summer camp. Yo.
Like, how can we put this? It's the most fun ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it a different energy now? Like, because obviously you guys have been hitting the road for 20, 25 years now, so it's like taking that break and getting back on stage. Do you feel the difference?
We do. Honestly, we always have this attitude that we're really, really lucky to do this job.
Yeah.
First of all, make up songs in a basement somewhere, and then you get to play them in front of people, right? Yeah. People come to the shows, but more so when we grew up, we were going to Dave Matthews shows at Nissan Pavilion in our friend's mom's minivan. We take the seats out, and you put, whatever you got in there. And we always said, wouldn't it be amazing to be the band that people did that for?
Right.
The mom's minivan, the friends, best friends, the crew, man. It's like, so we actually do that, and we're psyched. And then when it was no longer available to us,
right,
we felt that for sure and made another promise, the same one, that, hey, when we come back to doing it, we're going to double down on the gratitude as the attitude, double down on the how lucky are we to be doing this, so we don't ever once forget it. We never took it for granted.
Yeah.
But, like, now we're double not taking it for granted.
Yeah, I mean, you can at this point. And, like, it's good to see people back out, having fun, going to shows. But, I mean, just the feeling of being on the road with your boys, though, like, that is such a fucking special feeling to, like, because I know from my perspective, like, I've done shows since, but I haven't been on a full tour yet. But that feeling of, like, there's nothing like being on the road and just dicking around with your friends, playing golf.
You're totally right. It honestly is. And what we sort of forgot or maybe didn't realize is how normal it would feel to be back on stage. That 2 hours on stage just kind of felt like we had just kind of nothing had changed. It's the rest of the day, the 22 hours. You're like, oh, this is what I missed. I hanging out with the guys. Is we either do like a group workout in the morning. Is pretty popular. We set up once we dump all the cases from the back of the trucks.
Of course,
we set up like a boxing gym in there.
Oh, what?
We do all kinds of fun stuff. Get out and play golf tomorrow.
Jerry trains us.
Yeah,
Jerry's
the trainer.
The trainer.
Right there. Yeah. We go, like, tomorrow we get to go do this Ford Bronco off-roading experience. So there's some fun stuff out there, but there is a lot of work that goes into planning all of this.
It really is summer camp at this point.
Yeah, it feels like it in a lot of ways.
You ever seen that movie Grown Ups?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I think it's like...
Dude, now real quick, speaking of adult children, we need to talk about this. This is Barstool Backstage. New record just came out, and the lead single... Feitelberg is in the video. And I was there for the night in Philly that it was released.
Be still my heart.
How the fuck did Feitelberg wind up in the Clouds video?
All right, so let me tell you something.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense.
B, very good. Next question. No. So basically, years ago, John, Kevin, and our man Nate, who Eric has always shown us love, always had our back, they were aware of what we were doing. We were aware of what they were doing, but we released this album called The Mighty O.A.R., and it came out, and we were doing an event at the Sony building. And I see in the audience is, John and Kevin and Eric, and I'm like, man, like, after work, you could go do a million things,
Yep.
but at happy hour, you came here and supported us. And we, of course, had hung out and known one another and all that. But I looked at John, and I really felt, I said, John, you know, I think you're a movie star. I really do. And I was the first to say this in my world. Now everyone's talking about John. But, like, we knew we wanted him to be in a video for that album. But that album came and went. We had this idea, and then when this record came out, and we knew we had something special we needed a video for immediately, there was no other person we called.
I mean,
well, hang on, let me say, because Mark wouldn't even say this part of it. Mark wrote the treatment for that video. Mark created that whole thing.
oh,
too.
so you had the
And
idea to
he
have
wrote
him like
it
covered
in mind. So he had John in mind too, and that's why it all really came together. It's one thing, you know, when you hire some great people, and we're lucky to work with a lot of brilliant people. But there's something special about it. It's the same as when like Mark writes the lyrics, Mark writes the song. You know, that kind of vision. It's just executed on a different level when it comes straight from the band.
It's just funny for me to sit here and think of Mark sitting with a notebook and being like, Feitelberg, covered in Sour Patch Kids, floating through the sky. Like,
I'll show you the journal.
Do you have the actual journal?
I have the treatment written out, created by PTP, which is our production company. Shout out Ponytail
PTP.
Productions.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, we do shit. That's our
And we do shit.
that's our tagline.
Oh my God.
But yes, it was literally, you know, the whole point of the video. You know, John has Sad Boy Seas and all these things, right? But but to me, he brings joy.
He's fucking hilarious.
He brings joy, straight joy. So, in the video treatment, it says, you know, nope, I know. I'll send it to you so you have it for reference.
Yeah.
It is specifically like, let's follow someone through a day as they bring joy to those around them who are maybe not seeing the glass half full at the moment. That was the idea. John allowed the characters to see the joy, and that's what he does in real life. He allows the audience to find the joy, and sometimes in his sadness. But, you know, in this video, it was all about joy.
If I had $1 for all the time I spent listening to Feitelberg on KFC radio talking about, like, doing mushrooms and thinking he was hallucinating a woman that was coming into his house that wasn't really there, but she was there, you're right. It's what he does. It's pretty goddamn accurate.
He brings me joy.
He does. I know you guys do have to move in a couple minutes.
This is good. I like having this real time.
This
Michael
is
Paris.
tour. This is tour. Hey!
Come on through, man. Come on through.
This is what we say about Barstool Backstage, though, is it's musicians interviewing musicians, and it's a real fucking view into what this shit is like. It's not like some nerd journalist from Rolling Stone sitting there being
we're
like,
nerds.
I know you're a nerd, and I'm a nerd too, but it's like you get the experience. And to cap this off, I do have a question. So last year, you were one of the first people that worked with us on the podcast. I came to New York, and as advice to White Sox Dave, you gave us your rules of rock and roll.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
I want to read some of these off and see whether or not they still apply. So these are Mark's rules. Rule number 1, there's no rules. Does that still apply? Yeah?
Absolutely. This is arts and crafts. There's no limits. You do whatever you got to do.
All right. Number 2 is be fun and have fun. Does that still apply?
In our huddle before every single show, which we will do tonight, and we'll sneak a little video of it, our motto to tell each other is, listen, have the best time ever. Have the best show ever.
Yep.
And it's like it's your last show. Yes.
Okay.
Whoever has the most fun wins.
There you go.
Whoever has the most fun wins. Sorry.
Don't smash guitars. Does that still apply?
Look, when I see Mike McCready smash guitars, I'm like, yes.
Fuck yeah.
Earned it, does it, awesome. When I smash a guitar, I'm imagining like someone who needs a guitar.
Like you in Chicago when your shit broke in transit and White Sox Dave saved your ass.
White Sox Dave saved the day. Yes, I think about the guitar and the person needs it, but when I see a rock star do it, I'm like, totally get it. So only half that rule applies. It applies to us. We don't break stuff, but they should.
Last rule was don't shit on the bus. Still applies. Still applies big time. That is like a cliche, but that's a real thing. Like, also, I tour in a fucking van or an SUV, so shitting on the bus is not a problem for me, unless.
Well, we won't leave you alone on the bus.
I appreciate that. Last question. New album. Are you playing a lot of it, or are you doing more old stuff right now?
Well, it's somewhat of an abbreviated set for us because we're doing the
Of
co-headlining
course.
tour. So you're going to get a mix of everything. You're
Right.
going to get mostly like classics and some fun songs that we think like our die-hard fan base that's been with us for 25 years
Right.
wants to hear. And some of it's going to be some new songs. We're not going to, slam it down your throat.
Right.
I don't like going to a concert when the band's playing all new shit.
All new shit, yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I love playing a few new songs.
Yeah.
I love getting the chance to go, okay, well, we haven't even played the entire record yet. Like,
Right.
They're like, I'm on edge, like going, oh, what new song are we gonna like debut next?
Well, on that note, is there anything you're tired of playing yet?
Oh my God, you got a list of songs? No, I'm just
Mark's ready to strangle you, dude.
Never. No, God. No. He's the OG. He's the
yeah.
king.
No, honestly, I think it's so cliche, but Crazy Game of Poker.
Yep.
It's just when we start the first chord,
Yeah.
Mark says, "Oh my," and just you see people light up.
Yeah.
And that doesn't get old. That's my favorite.
But that was it. But it's also like a fucking 14-minute song live, so it's got to be tough.
Tonight it'll be.
It's short.
4
It's
minutes.
real short.
We've abbreviated it quite a bit, but yeah. So look, we love playing these songs every night. We talk about have the best time ever because who knew that we were gonna get to do this? I mean, we didn't.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to pick songs that you don't want to play. I wonder. I mean, some of the songs that are difficult to play are not fun to play the first few times.
Of course.
But after that, it's smooth sailing.
How the fuck did we not touch on this, dude? A little promo. You have your own festival coming up.
Wow. So we have been lucky enough to partner with the king of festivals, Tim Sweetwood and the folks at C3
Yep.
make magic happen.
Yep.
For whatever reason, they see our story and they hear our story and said, let's tell your story about Maryland,
Right.
what the East Coast has to bring, and a festival to a place like Ocean City, Maryland, which just is waiting for people to come.
It's a great town.
It's a great town.
Great town.
Great beach, huge area, major festival, 3 days, 30 bands, pretty much sold out. But
Ooh.
there's stuff available. Go out there and find it. Come join us. We'd love to see you. But it's an annual event that's kicking off. Thankfully, we have folks, partners who just enjoy working with us and creating something together through their know-how and allowing to share that vision. It's just been an amazing experience. So it's a real deal. Ocean's Calling, September 30th, October 1 and 2. Let's go.
Yeah, for anybody who can't attend, my band will be playing the parking lot across the street. But Pup Punk will be there. So go see Pup Punk, Robbie Fox, PFT. Other than that, is there anybody at the festival you guys are like overtly, like outwardly excited to see? Like someone that you haven't seen yet? You look at that head shake, dude.
Yeah, so like out of the 90s throwback stuff, the Samples is a big one for me.
There you go.
Out of the 2000s kind of throwback stuff, Jimmy Eat World is going to kill. They're
Most
so
underrated goddamn
so
band ever.
good. And then of the current stuff,
Yeah.
there's a lot of current stuff that goes well with the whole kind of vibe of what we're doing here. I'd have to go, I don't know, definitely going to catch Young the Giant.
Love Young the
I
Giant.
also love Noah Khan. I could list it off all day. Skip Marley. Who do you think?
Lawrence, Ty Verdes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Logic.
Wait,
Maryland guy.
Logic is there?
Yeah, Maryland guy.
Yeah.
That new record is fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's fucking awesome. I didn't even see that on the list.
Yeah, Bobby was one of the first people involved, and so was Pup Punk, and so was Dave Matthews. So we got a lot of folks who believe in what we're doing. I'm very excited.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, go catch O.A.R. on tour, obviously. You said you have like 15, 20 dates left on this run?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're halfway through, so about 20 more.
Go see the tour. Go to Ocean's Calling. Gentlemen, anything else for me?
No, thank you. You're awesome.
I love you.
Thank you for what you're doing.
I love you.
I told you this before, and I'll keep telling you. I like that you celebrate groups that work hard on the road
Yep.
and show
Yeah, very
that
cool.
and know it's not just some bullshit pop. Pop's great, but behind all of it, we're all working out here on the road. So
Yep.
appreciate you showing that.
Well, we love you. Mark, you've been like a shaman through the industry for us, so we really appreciate that. We love you guys. Everybody, go fucking see O.A.R. on the road for Barstool Backstage. I'm out.